We're going to start the next 3 batches, and it's the next iteration of each. We're sticking at this stage to delight, charge, and balance. After the last mishap with the rancid seeds, I made sure this time that the seeds were fine that I bought, and we're throwing away the old seeds so that that doesn't happen again. But I've made other slight adjustments to it. On delight, just to go over it, all the main ingredients is the same. I'm going to increase monk fruit slightly. And then the other thing is I'm keeping the seeds to 3% or less, so that they don't have such an impact on it. So we're sitting on an omega 6:3 ratio at the moment of just under 4, which for delight, which is a indulgence driven product, I believe is good enough. So I'm looking forward to the outcome here. With charge, there's no real changes in that. I just need more for myself to make some and to indulge in that in my morning, before my morning rides or walks. And then we have balance. Now with balance, I made quite a bit. One of the main drivers of balance is anti-inflammatory, and it was borderline before. And if I take the flax and the chai down as I did here, it would be sitting on the border, sort of roughly at about 4, and I want a lot more out of it. So what I've done here is we've removed the almonds and the pecans, both omega-6 heavy, and replaced that with macadamias. So there's quite a lot of macadamia in it now, which actually lifts the purpose side or the nutrition side of that quite a lot, and the functionality as well. So I'm expecting a very different flavor profile in this with the macadamias, but let's see what happens there. Next, we're doing the chia. Okay, so I think the chia's had enough. Next, we're going to do the pecan, and there's such a small amount. But I need to increase the set point. Got to do that. Okay, you ready with that? Okay, so a couple of pecans, that's the end of them. Next, we're doing the macadamias. Okay, that's the macadamia. Next, we're going with the coconut. Let's get the light on again. Okay, we're ready to load all 3 batches. So we've got 85, 86, 87, the light, charge, and balance. I'm going to start with the hazelnut again. Wonderful. Next, almonds. Next, we have pecan. Okay, we're going to do coconut next. And macadamias. Okay, next are seeds. I don't like these seeds. You know, they're spoiling the flavor up to now. Let's see if this is better. Because what's in there is amazing. Everything tells us that it's earthy and nutty. And even on the packaging where I bought it, it says earthy and nutty. And to me, now maybe a little bit of earthy, but there's very little nutty here. Okay, now we just let the nuts and seeds grind away a bit before we add the rest. It's been about, I would say, 18 hours since I loaded. Just going to do a tasting before I add the lecithin. The charge, I can definitely get the coffee. There I've got a nice hazelnut chocolatey aroma. And the light, I'm getting a little bit, a hint of the seeds too. So let's taste and see. You know, this is a difficult one. There is such a small amount of seeds in this. But it's there, and I actually don't want it to be there. I want the pleasantness of the hazelnut and the chocolatiness and the almonds and the nuts to come through. And instead, even as this small amount, the seeds are still coming through. Okay, let's check. Don't expect much change. This is my favorite at the moment. It's charge. I've just got a coffee aroma in it. Yeah, it still is. Very nice. And then the new balance. I get very high level of astringency in this one. And not as strong as the light, but the seeds are there as well. So let's see. Next I'm going to just add the lecithin. I took all the batches out last night, so now what we're going to do is we're going to temper and mold the light. It's a small batch this time. It actually smells not bad. When I took it out, I tasted before that, and I could pick up hints of the chia and the flax, and I could also smell it. But now at the moment, I don't know if it's that I want to believe it, but I don't smell a lot of it. It's actually nice. Okay, first I'm going to do a row just with the hazelnuts. That's it. The position we're in, not being able to get a proper indication of flavors and taste while we're making it. It's very different to making any other food where you stand in the kitchen and you can taste and you can add spices to do it to taste. With chocolate, and specifically with this, is while you're making, you can get an indication, but bear in mind that you typically roast, then load the melangers and let the melangers run for 24 hours, then demold, temper, put in bottles or in molds, and then let it rest for a day or so before you could taste it. So that gives you a sort of an 80% indication of what your flavor is going to be. And then it matures even further in the week after that. So your real indication of flavor only comes a week afterwards. So in developing these products, the one thing that is frustrating for me, but it's something I need to live with, is first of all, it takes time. Takes time to go through all these iterations. So the words that comes to mind is patience and persistence. Sometimes it's frustrated that you believe that the adjustment you've made to the recipe is going to end up being the ultimate, and then it lets you down. So what we're going to do is we're going to taste batches 85, 86, and 87. Again, it was a delight. 85, 86 was charge, and then 87 was balance. The main modification that we made with these was prior to the last batch. The batch before this, we had the challenge where the seeds were rancid, and it really affected the flavor, even though the seeds was I think it was 0.6% or something like that, flaxseed in it. So what I did this time is I checked the seeds beforehand, made sure they were fine. Something I should have done the previous time in any case. But one learns. And then I made it as small as possible in this. What I've also done is I've reduced the omega heavy nuts, the omega-6 heavy nuts, and then I have added some macadamias, which adds more of a neutral impact on it. Careful with the macadamias, because I tried it before in the delight, and because of the high oil or butter content in the macadamias, it makes the product extremely soft, so it impacts the texture. Although a very good nut to use. So we're going to start off by just tasting the delight. On this side, I think is the ones where I added the hazelnuts. Yeah, I can already see the softness in it. Compared to the previous batch, where it was nice and sturdy. Yes, this is more like a soft toffee. Got a little bit of hazelnut there. The softness is amazing, but you can't have a product like this. So unless you use it as a filling or put it in some sort of container where you enjoy it like a mousse, it's going to be very difficult to get it into a stable, solid form. Yeah, that's the first observation. Secondly, I added more monk fruit in this just to try and get it sweeter. That's not coming through. And it's coming through a little bit in the aftertaste now. And then the seeds are definitely impacting the flavor. A lot less than the previous batches, but I definitely get that. So going to be interesting to see the next one. One must remember, the ultimate objective with this is you have to enjoy this product. It's meant, that's why the name is Delight. It's meant to be taken after dinner. It's meant to be, make you feel special for a tough day after, and then enjoying this as a sort of a trophy or prize to that. So I'm going to have to think seriously if I want to pursue the omega further than that. Okay, at the moment it's sitting around about, I think about a 3.8, your omega-6 versus omega-3 ratios. So interesting, we'll see. Okay, next I just want to charge. I'm not expecting a lot. It's still the same product. I'm just going to do a tasting. I think I just made it now just to get some more stock for myself. Very runny because of the high macadamia content. Still the same. Very pleasant coffee coming through. I had it before my cycle this morning, and it was one of the best cycles I've had in weeks. I had quite a bit of it, and I'm not sure whether it's psychological or the product, but it was fun. Okay, next we're going to do balance. Yeah, I've also changed the formulation quite a bit. I dropped the almonds and pecans from this, so I removed that. So omega-6 heavy ingredients, I've taken that out, removed that, added macadamia and quite a bit of it, and also added some seeds, quite a bit of that as well. Remember, the objective of this product is balance is there to be able to support satiety, be able to fight inflammation, keep insulin level low after a meal, and several other functional properties. So it's a very functional, rich product, but yet again, our objective is balancing the functionality and the nutrients with flavor. Let's see how this came out. Again, one can see what the macadamia does to the fluidity of the product. Definitely getting the flax and the chia. But it's not bad. It's quite a good balance. I think I need to work on balancing this further. Maybe just reducing the overall combined percentage of the chia as well as the flax, and maybe reducing chia slightly and increasing flax to give you the omega-3s we need, but just to get the total seed flavor down. It's a challenge, I think, in all of these, but the functionality in this is very different to what the Delight was. So as long as this is fun and functional, just be taken during the day and be taken as a butter. I think we're moving closer to an objective. I think overall of the whole tasting experience, the product that still needs the most work is the Delight. So it's interesting going to see what I'm going to offer or the changes I'm going to make in the next iteration.